friends, welcome back to Books and Jams. I'm Krista, and today we're talking about another goal that I had for 2019 and how did I do. Today we're talking about the 5 authors that I hope to read in 2019, and then I'm going to give you 5 authors that I plan on reading in 2020. These are authors that I own multiple books of theirs, at least 3 of their books on my shelves, and I haven't read any of them. So before I jump into 2020's choices, I'm going to take a look at 2019's 5 authors and see how I did. But you know what? So that I don't play with my hair, I haven't been wearing my little VLOGMAS headband. That will help keep my hair out of my face. All right. Of my 3 main goals, classics, new authors, new to me authors, and series that I wanted to make progress on, this is the goal that I did the worst. And actually, out of the 5 authors that I chose, I only read from 1 of them this year. Yikes, that's really bad. That's really bad. But the author that I did read from is Sarah Addison Allen. I now own 6 of her books, and I read 2 of them in 2019. At the very early on in the year, I read The Girl Who Chased the Moon, and then in the spring, early summer, I read Garden Spells, and I loved both of these books. Sarah Addison Allen is, she writes Southern, kind of contemporary with a little twist of magic in it. I typically say that I don't like magical realism, and a lot of times I really don't, but Sarah Addison Allen writes in a way that is so charming, and yes, not always believable, but it's so enjoyable, so enjoyable. So I'm really thrilled that I picked up these 2 books from her, and already this year, a couple of you have requested or recommended for my recommendations cart for 2020 that I add The Peachkeeper to that cart. So I'm excited that I'm going to continue on with my Sarah Addison Allen. I do still have 3 others besides The Peachkeeper, so 4 that I have to still read: Lost Lake, First Frost, and The Sugar Queen. So I'm excited to continue on with her. I'm thrilled that I found a new author that I really like. I'm thrilled that I found all of her books at library sales. But that's where the good news ends. Another author that I planned to read in 2019 is Lucinda Riley, and this is the 5 of her books that I do own. The Lavender Garden, The Orchid House, The Midnight Rose, The Girl on the Cliff, and The Italian Girl. And I didn't pick her up. Now, people have said that since I like Susanna Kearsley, I'm probably going to like Lucinda Riley, and I believe them. After reading the backs of these books, they just sound so intriguing to me. I definitely still would like to read her. And already on my recommendations cart for 2020, people have requested that I read The Lavender Garden and The Orchid House. So both of these are on the cart. They're going to be in front of my face. Hopefully I pick one of them up in 2020. But I didn't do it in 2019. Another one that I didn't read in 2019 is Heather Gutenkopf, and I own 4 of her novels. I'm not sure how many she has altogether, but I own The Weight of Silence, These Things Hidden, One Breath Away, and Little Mercies. From what I understand of these, she's giving me a little bit of Jodi Picoult vibes, where she addresses relevant contemporary issues and makes you kind of question your quick judgments, like the things that you think you're going to think about something. She makes you see things in a different perspective, or makes you question the way that your snap judgments happen, whatever. And Little Mercies I'm holding up because you guys, 1 or 2 of you have already recommended that I add Little Mercies to my 2020 recommendations cart. So hopefully I get to Heather Gutenkopf. We'll see. The last 2 authors that were on my list that I wanted to read in 2020, I actually did a big step. I unhauled all of the books I own from Philippa Gregory and Sarah Dessen. Yikes! I took a bold move because I just was never interested in picking them up for different reasons, and I owned probably close to 10 Philippa Gregory books and about 7 Sarah Dessen books, and they're all gone off of my shelves. So I'm not saying I'm never going to read these 2 authors, but things had changed and they no longer were of interest to me. So yes, I didn't accomplish my goal, but I thoughtfully chose not to. That was very intentional with those two. So it wasn't like with Heather Gutenkopf and Lucinda Riley. I wish that I did get to them. With Philippa, Gregory, and Sarah Dessen, I'm fine with not having read those two authors. So 1 out of 5. But can we count it as 3 out of 5? Because I intentionally chose to take Sarah Dessen and Philippa Gregory off the list. I don't know. I guess I can, right? It's my channel, my goals. So I feel okay about how that ended when it all comes down to it. But now I have 5 new authors, of which I own 3 or more books on my shelves and yet haven't read anything. What is my problem? So I'm going to tell you now what those are. And this is a goal for 2020, that in the year I'm going to read at least 1 book from all of these 5 authors. I'm going to start with Lisa C. I own 5 Lisa C books, and they are Snowflower and the Secret Fan, Dreams of Joy, The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane, Shanghai Girls, and Peony in Love. These are the 5 books I own from Lisa C. This one, The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane, has already been requested to be added to my TBR cart, so that's going on the cart for the year. But even better than that, I have already decided that that Snowflower and the Secret Fan is going to be my Goodreads read-along pick for the month of January. I've heard such good things about this book, and I think this is where I want to start with Lisa C. I went through a period way back, like late high school, early college, where I read a lot of fiction that was set in Asian countries, both Japan and China mainly, and I loved it. And it's been a really long time since I visited those kinds of settings consistently. I've picked out books here and there, but I'm really excited to kind of get back into some of that, like Chinese history and culture, and Lisa C does that really well. That's kind of her thing. And I've heard such good things about Snowflower and the Secret Fan, so I'm really excited that not only is this going to be my Goodreads pick for the month, but it's for the month of January, but it's also going to knock off one of these 5 authors right away in the month of January. So I'm thrilled about that. I see this goal being successful in 2020. We're hoping. Another author that I would like to read is a Christian fiction author, and I own 4 of her books, and that is Denise Hunter. And I have Just a Kiss, An Inconvenient Beauty, The Blue Ridge Sunrise, and Dancing with Fireflies. Now, the problem that I have with Denise Hunter, and it's not a series problem, but all of these I believe are part of series, and I'm not sure if they're part of the same series or not. So I need to do a little bit of research and find out if any of these are series starters or if they can be read on their own. I just need to do a little bit of research before I jump into them. I'm not worried about reading these. I'm excited to read them, and I know they're all going to be kind of quick, contemporary romances with a faith element to them, and I'm really excited about it. Nicole from Girly Girl Bookworm, you're going to be excited to see this name on my list because I know Denise Hunter is one of your faves, and maybe you can help me out with figuring out where to begin. But I know I can find that information easily on her website or on Goodreads, so I just have to do a little bit of research with this one, but I'm excited, especially because I have 4 of her books. It's time to pick one of them up. A nonfiction author that I own 5, I think, books. Some of them are being used in my little snowman guy up there, but a nonfiction author I'd like to get to is Bill Bryson. I've heard really good things about him as a nonfiction author, that he adds a little bit of humor into his books and that they're very readable. So I'm excited to jump into these and see what I think. But I own A Walk in the Woods, The Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid, The Lost Continent, A Short History of Nearly Everything, and the one about words, and I'm not really sure what it's called because I can't see it from here. So I own 5 of his books. I don't read a lot of nonfiction, but I definitely am interested in picking up at least one Bill Bryson in 2020. The 4th author that I'm choosing is one that's going to help me to add some diversity to my reading in 2020, and that's Jubilee Harry. And I'm really excited about these. I've heard good things about Jubilee Harry as an author. I feel like I've seen a movie of this one, The Namesake, But I own The Lowland, The Namesake, and then a collection of short stories called Interpreter of Maladies. And I believe, yeah, this one won a Pulitzer Prize. So I'm excited to branch out a little bit. I think these will be a little bit more literary, maybe. I feel like Jubilee Harry will be a good addition to my reading, to broaden out my reading. Actually, the nonfiction does too. I think that's a good thing. The fifth and last author that I would like to pick up in 2020, I own just 3 of her books, and that is Diane Chamberlain. You guys recently saw that I hauled Necessary Lies from Sarah at Sarah's Nightstand. This was one of my 12 books of Christmas gifts, and I'm very excited, and in the comments, y'all went crazy for this book. So I'm really excited to jump on the Diane Chamberlain bandwagon. So I have Necessary Lies, obviously. I also own Pretending to Dance and Keeper of the Light. So I'm just really excited. You guys, many of you are fans of Diane Chamberlain, and I haven't read anything by her. Obviously, it's the point of this video. So I'm really excited to give these a try as well. Maybe not all 3 of them, but at least Necessary Lies. It's kind of my priority since it was gifted to me by Sarah, so I kind of want to start here. Although if you guys think I should start with one of the other ones, let me know that as well. So there you have it. These 5 books represent the 5 authors that I hope to read in 2020. I'm super excited. Do you guys do that like I do? Do you get a lot of books by one author and then you haven't read anything by them yet? It's a problem. I know. I'm fully aware of that, and I'm trying to be better. But part of this goal is to be better at that, to read books from authors that I already own before buying more. So I'm really excited for this goal. I'm hoping that I do better than I did in 2019. Let's chat in the comments below. Do you guys buy multiple books before reading them? Do you have anything to say about any of these 5 authors, or do you want to chat about anything else? You guys know I love talking with you down in the comments. I'm going to stop rambling now, and I will be talking to you in another video tomorrow. Bye.